Welcome to this special online launch of John King USA. Our lead today, the health care debate. The Democrats are scrambling, hoping for the final votes to win passage this weekend, and the president's message to wavering Democrats, this is a huge test of his clout. We'll go one-on-one with Congressman Ron Paul. He's a Republican, a doctor. His views on health care, and we'll ask him, is he running for president again? And wall-to-wall with the Federal Communications Commission chairman. He wants to spend billions of your tax dollars to wire up America for super-speed broadband. And in our clash, two pioneers of internet politics. They'll come in to talk about the online community's role in the healthcare debate and the midterm elections. A lot of ground to cover today on our special online program. Let's first get a sense of today's pulse from our focus group. Jane Hampshire, Eric Erickson, and Aisha Tyler.
If the healthcare bill passes, will ban the mandate become gay marriage for the GOP in 2010?
Well, everybody's focused on health care today. Most Americans are wondering, who is Robert Morris and Murray State? That's my headline.
My headline for today is the new CBO report that says that this My headline for today is the new CBO report that says that this health care reform bill is going to reduce the deficit by almost $1 trillion over the next 10 years and over $1 trillion for the decade after that. I think that that is finally some really good news.
Those are their headlines. Here's mine. Welcome. Most nights, this is the place in the program where I'll spend a minute or two talking about what caught my eye that day. Today, as we give this sneak peek online and get ready for our TV debut on Monday, I want to say hello. I want to say thank you for sharing some time with us and take just a moment to explain our goal here. We want to cover the big policy debates and political battles here in Washington and across America, and to cover them with you in mind. As we do, we will invite a diverse mix of voices to join our debates and conversations. You won't agree with some of them, of course, but we hope a lively, respectful discussion will help you make your decisions and perhaps to better understand the other side. I'm surrounded here by my things. These are my books, my campaign buttons, my signs of affection for my Red Sox, and all things Boston. But I want you to feel welcome and comfortable here, even if you root for another team. We're updating my old friend, the Magic Wall, to help us map out an exciting midterm election year. And we have other technological tools to help us, I hope, break down the art and, yes, sometimes the game of politics. But the news matters most here, and each night we'll ask our reporters to advance the big stories and to share things they know with you before they're in the morning paper. So let's get to that. Today, the big story is health care and the Democratic scramble for votes. Just a short time ago, they picked up a big one. John Boccieri is an Ohio Democrat, a freshman and vulnerable. Just a short time ago, despite the huge political risk, he announced he'll vote yes.
A lot of people are telling me this decision could cost me my job. There's been a lot of lies and fear-mongering. This town is wrought with that these days, but leadership on both sides are worried about who's going to take the House.
Our senior congressional correspondent, Dana Bash, is here with more on what the Democratic leadership is trying to do to get to the finish line.
The Big Mo, that's the word, that's the term.
The Big Mo.
The Big Mo, look, it's March Madness time. That's the term that the Majority Whip just used. It just came from the Hill. And right now, if things continue to go their way, that will be tomorrow's headline, that House Democrats do have the momentum. You just heard John Boccieri. He is a freshman. He's it. He's a freshman. He's from a swing district. It's leaning Republican. He's switching from no to yes. Another Dina Titus, I just found out moments ago, is going to be doing the same thing. But most of these undeclared Democrats, most of them aren't talking to us. We're running after them. They're not saying a word because of what you mentioned, the political pressure on them. And this could really decide whether or not they keep their job or not.
Keeps you working your beat to and walking hard. A big part of the Democratic scramble is, of course, the President of the United States. Part of his pitch is that if this legislation loses, his clout as president on every issue will be significantly undermined. Today, President Obama looked a lot like candidate Obama as he addressed a university crowd outside of Washington.
Right now, we are at the point where we are going to do something historic this weekend. That's what this health care vote is all about.
Senior White House correspondent Ed Henry joins us now to take us inside the president's high-stakes lobbying effort. Ed?
Well, John, I'm on the driveway of the White House here because this is the road that basically leads to the West Wing of the White House behind me, a road you've traveled many times, but the road also that lawmakers who are undecided on the fence walk down when they go in for a one-on-one meeting with the Oval Office. We're waiting here to see anyone else who will come through. We also know the president is working the phones. He's made more than 36 phone calls just in the last 3 days alone, trying to bring those no votes or maybe votes into the yes column. He's starting to make some ground, but I also just picked up some new information that I want to give you that CNN has learned. A lot of Democrats thought maybe there'd be a big pep rally on Sunday if the House passes this. Here at the White House, there'd be some big show of force. But I'm picking up that the president has told his senior aides that he doesn't want to do that. Instead, he wants to keep it very low key, and he wants to send a signal that he's not having a victory lap this weekend. Instead, that he's going right back to work because they know they've still got to get this through the Senate next week, John.
It's an interesting point, Ed, and we'll watch that over the weekend. Fascinating watching that rally out there at the George Mason campus. It looked like the chance of yes, we can. The president getting into a campaign mode there. A message, not only for those final votes they need in the House, but it seemed to me, to those Democrats who might be vulnerable, that, look, I still have some juice, and I'll be there for you in October and November. Was that what he's trying to say?
He is trying to do that, but he's also trying to rally this base because if you think about it, most of the momentum, the big mo that Dano was talking about, has been on the conservative side, going back to last summer with those town hall meetings. In recent days, as these yes votes are starting to come in, this president finally getting some of that big mo. And I'm told there's going to be a big event at the White House at some point midweek next week where they're going to bring some of the House and Senate Democrats here to try to show that momentum and build some of it leading into the Senate vote. So that's what it's also about. And John, by the way, thanks for welcoming me in that room, but I want to send something from the Yankees as well, if I can. I know you got a lot of Red Sox material, but maybe we can come together on that.
I'm going to just leave that one right there.
Sounds like a
Let me ask you, Dana, quickly in closing. John Boccieri, a Democrat like that,
Yeah.
Does he want the president out there? Can he afford the president out there? This is not 2008.
If you gave him truth serum, I bet he would say no, because he is in a Republican-leaning district, and a lot of these members are. It's actually interesting. The state of Ohio has so many of the undeclareds, or those who are having so much trouble. That is, as you know, the state that everybody watches every election year because you never know which way it's going to go.
First things first, we'll watch the vote, then we'll worry about November. And one person who gets a vote is Ron Paul. He's a doctor, a Republican congressman, and as many of you know, a trailblazer in the realm of online politics. His views on health care and his political future when we go one-on-one next.